everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you're new here, hey, I'm Hannah. I am a sophomore at Belmont University and I'm studying entrepreneurship. This setup is a little bit different than where I've been over the summer. I'm in my dorm obviously and I'm still trying to figure out lighting and setup, so my next few videos you may see me at a few different places around my room, but nevertheless, today's video is how to set up a routine and get back into the swing of things at college or high school, wherever you're starting school. I've been now in classes for about a week and a half, been here at school for about 2 weeks, and I'm not gonna lie guys, transitioning and coming from summer to going to class, it was hard, and I don't know if I'm fully there, but the things that I'm about to share with you today have really helped me, especially the last few days and this last week, feel like, okay, I can do this. It makes me feel more comfortable in my new setting, my new room, with my new schedule. Know that everyone is different, so what I'm going to share with you today may not work for you. I hope it does, but if it doesn't, that's okay. Just do a little self-study on yourself. That's why I love reading self-development and improvement books, listening to podcasts, because I love using myself as a test for new healthy eating habits, for new routines, new schedules. Like, I love doing little experiments, tests on myself and seeing what works for me best. It's honestly my favorite hobby, and that's why I have this channel. I like sharing my findings and my little life experiments with you guys as well. So we're here today. So obviously, first off, you're gonna need to know your schedule, whether that is your class schedule, and then also if you have a job, you need to know your work schedule. You need to fill in your calendar, or at least like in your Google Calendar, iCal, like whatever you use for your planning. Figure out and fill in when you're going to be in class or at work. So the time that is not your own, the time that you don't have any control over. Now we're gonna go into the next thing, which is honestly so important. You need to schedule the time you're gonna eat. I see this mistake so often, especially in freshmen in college, or really just anyone in college. They make all their classes back to back to back, and they don't give themselves a time for lunch. They're waking up 10 minutes before class, so they're not eating breakfast. And then maybe they're just grabbing like Chick-fil-A for dinner on the go because they have so much work to do. But if you're not scheduling time for meals, you're gonna feel super behind, and no one wants to be grumpy and hungry in class. That just does not help the whole class situation. You want to make sure you're eating as healthy as possible, that you're well fed, and that you actually have time to sit down and enjoy a meal every now and then. If you already have your schedule and you made the mistake of like not scheduling in yourself a lunch break or anything like that, just try to find some healthy snacks on the go. Look at your syllabus, see what classes allow you to eat. Maybe you can eat, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in one of your classes. Just try to think of things that you can take with you on the go and eat. Smoothies are really great because most classes I know allow you to have a drink. So if you can make a smoothie every morning and drink that in your first class for your breakfast, that's going to be a lot healthier than a sugary Starbucks drink to tie you over to lunch. So think about that. If you want some meal ideas, I just did a what I eat in a day, and I also included some other breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal ideas in that video, so I will have that linked in the cards. And my next tip that I am trying to implement is finding times like designated homework time. This is gonna help with procrastination, because I know for me, I'm like, oh, that assignment's not due till Thursday, it's Sunday, I have 3 whole days, to do the assignment, but I'll just keep pushing it off, and then you don't wanna be doing it Wednesday night, late at night. We wanna try to avoid that procrastination. So for me, I think I'm gonna schedule like 2 or 3 hours on Mondays and Fridays to do homework, and then on like Wednesday mornings to afternoons do homework as well. So just having designated times where like, okay, I'm gonna get that assignment done on Monday at 2 p.m. like I do every Monday, so that I'm ready to go. And a lot of times your classes will have the same homework assignments every week. So you'll do, 20 math problems before every class. You have a paper that's due every week. So after your first few weeks of school, you know how long those assignments are gonna take, and then you can know exactly how long it's gonna take you to do your homework. Unless you have a huge project or a special paper or something like that, okay, it's gonna take me 2 hours to do the homework for this class every week, and then you can plan it out, and if they have the same assignments for you every week, it's gonna take that amount of time. Make your designated homework time like you're going to a job. Find your favorite place to do homework too, whether that's at a coffee shop, in your cafeteria, in your school's library, in your dorm. Try to figure out the best place for you and make it like going to a job. So every Monday and Friday for those 2 hours, I'm gonna go to the same place, work on those assignments, and it's just like, sorry guys, can't hang out during that time. It's like you're going to work or something. It's designated, and that's gonna help you get everything done. I love my next tip, and that is to add in de-stress time. So whatever that means to you. For me, it's working out, hanging out with friends, and watching Netflix. So those are the three things that make me really happy, that I know once I do those things, I'm gonna feel better, I'm gonna feel more productive, or I'm just gonna feel like I can tackle the next thing. So what I do is every day I include these things. I'm either working out, watching Netflix, hanging out with friends. Most days I honestly do all three, guys. I've been pretty good about working out every day that I have class. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I like to work out in the morning or early afternoon since I don't have class, but then Tuesdays and Thursdays. Honestly, guys, I never thought this would be me. I'm sitting for almost 6 hours in class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so sitting that long, literally what's going on in my head is, oh my gosh, I can't wait till go work out tonight, because then I just go on the treadmill or the elliptical and I move so much, and I honestly look forward to it all day. I listen to my favorite music when I'm working out, and it's just the perfect de-stress time. And then of course I love like hanging out with my friends, so whether it's grabbing a meal with them, grabbing lunch or dinner, cooking with them, or just watching like Bachelor in Paradise or watching a movie with them at night, just doing something like that really helps me reset. So I make sure I'm making time for that. Yeah, it's very important. Honestly, I think it's just as important as making designated time for your homework. Like, I am amazed at how little college kids sleep and still function. I always get 7 to 8 hours a night, but I still feel really fulfilled with my friendships, and honestly, a lot of my friends like going to bed, you know, not super late either, like before 12 as well, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on things because we hang out during the day and stuff, but we know at night, hey, we're gonna go get our full 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep. 6 hours for me is like the minimum. Yeah, I prioritize sleep, and I feel like that helps you because then you can actually be productive during your day. Because let's say you're staying up till 3 a.m. doing homework, well, maybe if you went to bed earlier the night before and actually got a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep, the next day you could have gotten your homework done in an hour instead of 3 hours because your mind's working better, it's sharper. And I don't know, guys, I did this all freshman year. Like, I just always got a full night's rest, and it got me through the year. So I know it's hard, especially if you're a night owl or you just feel like you're doing so much, but if you're doing so many things that you're jeopardizing sleep, I'm gonna advise you guys to cut some things out, whether that's clubs, whether it's doing less credit hours next semester. If you're not sleeping now, you're not gonna be healthy now or in the future. So prioritize sleep. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The next tip I have is to don't plan out your weekends. I know, coming from me, like a huge planner, but what I love doing is I like having a really strict weekly routine, usually Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday. I have a super strict routine. Like I said, I go to lunch at this time, I do homework between this time and this time, I work on business from this time to this time, but on my weekends, I like to kind of be a little bit more carefree. I just take it weekend by weekend. Maybe I'm going to brunch, maybe I'm going to dinner with friends, maybe I'm going to a movie, maybe I do try to go to church every Sunday, so just knowing, having those like loose things, my plans, but then I'm not planning out my weekends hour by hour usually, unless it's a crazy week and I have so much to get done, but mostly I don't plan out my weekends and I let that time to just be what it is. And having that super strict weekly schedule allows me to do that. And then lastly, I just want to say, know your limit. This is something that, again, it's just like a personal experiment. Know how long you can be out with your friends before you start winding down and shutting down. Know how long you can do homework for one time. I can't do homework for more than 2 to 3 hours at a time. I have to take a break. I have to go do something else. I have to go work out. I have to do something. I'm not a girl who can sit and study for 5 hours straight in the library. That's not me, and I know that. So I know my limit. So I'm not gonna push that limit because I know I won't be happy and I know I won't feel good if I'm pushing that limit. And make sure, if it's like coming across weird to your friends of why you're leaving things early, or maybe you're not making plans with them all the time, say this to them. I think it's way easier to be like, hey, I just want you guys to know that the way I recharge is being by myself. And so that's maybe why I'm not going with you guys out tonight or something like that. Like, be honest with them. Just tell them, hey, I need a break, or I need to focus on school. I need to just mentally relax tonight. And I'm sure, I mean, if they're really your friends, they will obviously understand you're putting your mental health and your maybe even physical health in priority that night or that day, and they will understand. But know your limits and stick to them. Okay guys, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hoped it was helpful, and if you guys have any tips, make sure to let me know, because I would love to hear them, as I'm still trying to figure this out. Not perfect by any means. This is just kind of what I've learned from last year and how I've changed and implemented these things that I learned from last year into my first few weeks here at school. It's really just a nice feeling when you feel on top of what you're doing and you feel like you've got your life together. Not that anyone really does fully, but even if you just grasp like that one aspect of life, like your health or your studies, your work, just feeling like you have something under control is phenomenal. And I highly recommend you just need to focus on getting that one aspect of your life under control, and then you can start moving on to the other aspects of life. So figure out what that is for you, tailor this to your needs, to your schedule. But yeah, that was my tips for creating a routine, getting back into a routine at school, and really just being awesome. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye, peace out.